Please go on. Okay. So before starting, I request every one of you who has joined online or offline. So please take your mobile numbers. Please take your phones. So right away requesting you to take your mobile phones. And this is our WhatsApp number where you are getting messages from us. So requesting you to drop an WhatsApp message on this saying like, I joined today's demo. So based on this, you'll be getting today's class recording. Okay, so right away do it. Chesara? So online people also requesting you to take your mobile phones right away. And this is our WhatsApp number, drop a message saying like, I joined today's demo. So once our session is done, you'll be getting its today's recording as well as its respect to documents. I'll wait, please do that. Online people doing right? So please confirm once if it is done. So everyone completed? Online people, please unmute and talk. Everyone dropped message on this number?
Yes, Chandra.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
I did it.
Yes, thank you, thank you. So before starting our actual Pega training, so let me tell you a few things what generally happens in our training institute. Okay, so you people joined today to learn Pega completely from zero. You consider that you doesn't know anything about Pega. Okay, please, Venkatesh, please go on mute. Venkatesh. So in our training institute, we'll be having two of Pega programs. Venkatesh, I'm getting some disturbance from your end. Okay, so what I'm saying here is, so in our training institute, we'll be having two types of Pega programs. Okay, so that is Pega regular program is what we are calling, and the other one is like Pega mastery program. So you might be getting even messages about mastery program from us, correct? Everyone getting messages?
Yes, Chandra.
Okay, so Pega regular program and Pega mastery program. So Pega,
Yes.
yeah, Pega mastery program, this is only for trained candidates. Okay, so some of you will generally call us and ask like, what is this mastery program? Can I directly join into this one? This is what you people will inquire us. But let me tell what is like this. So Pega regular program. So here in this program, we'll make you understand everything from zero. Okay, we consider that you don't know anything about Pega. So you may or may not, you might not, may not have IT experience, but we're considering that you don't know anything about like Pega. So this is from zero to advanced level. Okay, and in this particular program, so we'll be having like daily batches. And this particular batch, whatever you are currently joining now, so this will be like 7 a.m. IST, and which will be like Monday to Friday. So daily 1 hour, which will be like Monday to Friday, and Saturdays. So every Saturday, so you will be engaged in terms of mock interviews. So we'll be taking one-to-one personally mock interview. So from day one, for every 2 weeks is what we'll take. Once in 2 weeks, we'll conduct one-to-one mock interviews. So from day one, maybe till date, whatever you are like completed. So your strength and your weakness. And people generally wanted to go like an experienced. They wanted to showcase like 4 years or 5 years. So according to their level and according to their projection, mock interviews will be conducted. Okay. And this particular program duration will be like 4.5 months. Okay. So 4.5 months. And in this particular 4.5 months, we'll be training everything from zero to advanced level on Pega versions like Pega version 8.7 version as well as version number 20. So version number 24 is completely cloud-based. So this will be cloud-based. And today, what are all the advanced concepts in Pega introduced? That is like constellation. You people might be aware of this. If not, not a problem. Listen to this. So some advanced concepts in Pega like constellation, Gen AI, okay, and blueprint related case types design. So all these are to be done on 24 version. So for that, we'll help you how to create like Pega PDN account, and there we'll try to train you all these things. And remaining content will make you to work on this 8.7 version only. So remaining content on this version as well as the latest version, both are same. So why are we still using older version of Pega here is, so this is like downloadable version. So I'll share you one software where you can download. Okay, even I'll explain you how to follow those steps and everything. So after you downloading this personal edition, you can do that Pega work related and it will be like permanent for you. And cloud version, it will not be permanent. So it will be like trial version of 30 days only. So that is the reason entire training we cannot provide you on this 24, that is latest version. So the important concepts what we cannot cover on this 8.7 will make you to understand working on this one. Getting my point right? Okay, so here we'll be covering all the related things and we will be making you to understand CSA, CSSA level. What is this CSA and what is CSSA? You'll understand by end of our today's session itself. Okay, so with this like CSSA level, advanced level, generally you people can project yourself like 4 to 5 years of experience to minimum. Okay, so you people can join today as like a complete beginner. So from today, maybe in the next 4 to 5 months, if we can concentrate thoroughly our syllabus. So syllabus in the sense will make you to work on real-time projects. Okay, real-time projects. So Pega is mainly used in banking sector. So you take any banking organization, their applications are developed on Pega. So you take any insurance application, those are developed on Pega. And you take anything kind of healthcare. Okay, so we are making you to work on 3 real-time projects, and one is like banking, insurance, and healthcare. So this particular banking project is what I'll take care personally. So in this 4.5 months, I'll make you to understand how to design one banking application with Pega. So for that, how to start from zero to advanced level, I'll make you to work on this. So this whole project working alone will take like 4.5 months for me. What about remaining 2 projects? These 2 projects I'll share you in terms of video and requirement document on day one itself. Maybe after our demo classes are done next 2 to 3 days. So I'll share you insurance related and healthcare related video and document. And this particular 2 things will not be given, video document will be given like a business analyst related. So if I'm your business analyst, I'll share you requirements related, right? So there will not be any solution in the videos. So completely requirement, how the requirement will be. So those respect to zero IDs and other related things, I'll share it. And you are supposed to work on these 2 projects also on day one, from day one itself. Meaning these 3 applications will be started parallelly. Okay, so 3 real-time projects is what we're trying to cover. And we will be making it understand in terms of daily assignments. Okay, today if you're understanding some new concept, based on that, I'll give you some extra assignments. So almost you'll be getting like 120 plus assignments. Okay, fine. And we'll give you something like topic wise interview question plus answers in terms of PDF format, as well as topic wise interview question and answers in terms of video format. So suppose today if one topic is done, so if I simply share you one PDF with maybe 20 question and answers, you can understand it. After you listening to our class, if you just watch this PDF, look at the PDF, you can understand it. Along with that, I'll be giving you how to explain all these question and answers in video format. Okay, it's not like simply by hearting, right? So you should understand how to answer a question in video format. So that is the reason we are trying to give you every interview question in video formatted also. Okay. Fine. And once in 2 weeks, we'll be conducting MCQ related test also. Okay, MCQ related test. Okay. And once in 2 weeks, we'll be conducting you mock interviews, which is like 1-to-1, what I already told you. Okay. And once in 2 weeks, there will be project reviews also. Okay, as I earlier told you, these two projects you are supposed to take care on your own. And how are you doing? Maybe whether you got stuck somewhere or not, we are supposed to review it. And maybe whether you're following best practices or not. So project review, that also 1-to-1 happens on these two things. Okay. And whole duration will be like guaranteed 120 plus live hours. Okay, 120 plus live hours. So which will be close to 6 months actually. But we will be taking like some extra Saturdays and Sundays, and we'll try to complete this within 4.5 months. Okay, 4.5 months. So once you are done with this 4.5 months curriculum, so we will be even preparing like resume for you. Okay, so some people will be strong, very strong at front-end design part. And some people will be very strong at back-end part. Maybe some people will be very strong at database part. So according to your skill, by that time, we'll prepare personally resume also. And there will explain you, or there will tell you how to explain your real-time projects and how to expose yourself, like if you're having any gap, everything will take care like 1-to-1. Okay. And there will be something like Pega certifications also. So even about the certifications also we'll be taking care. And I'll talk about the certifications in today's discussion itself. How many certifications will be there and what will be the cost of each certification. And if you wanted to project yourself like 4 years or 5 years, so how many certifications you have to do. So these things we will be discussing, and we'll be making you to even help on clearance of this. Okay, fine. So in this particular program, we'll be even giving you daily class recordings. Okay, so once today's class is done, you'll be getting recording, and you'll be getting like theoretical document. Today's discussion, theoretical document, and you'll be even getting practical document. So today's class, if something happening, we'll be taking screenshot of each and every navigation, and we'll send the document also. Okay. So this will be there, and these recordings, whatever we are sharing, these will be available like 1 year access for you. So which will be only view access. You cannot download it. Okay. And for the remaining documents, everything, these will be like lifetime. Okay. You need not worry on that. So interview question related documents, whatever it is, videos alone will be like accessible for only 1 year. So if it is like 4.5 months, generally every one of you will be done by like 4.5, hardly till 6 months. Additionally, we are giving you double time if you are having some extra gap or so. Okay. So far clear, right? Every one of you? Everyone clear, right? Following, right? Come on, please unmute and respond.
Yeah, Chandra.
Okay.
Yes.
So
No,
now,
why not for fully? Actually, the recordings only for 1 year.
recording,
Usually,
it is supposed to be like you are supposed to complete everything in 4.5 months. Okay, so there were cases where we are giving recordings even for lifetime. So there, what we observed is candidates are not at all preparing. Even after 2 years or 3 years, they are calling back and asking like doubt on video number 1, video number 2. So there is nothing like seriousness observed from the student's perspective. So despite we giving this level of content and giving recording access for lifetime, so we did not see even 1 or 2% progress in terms of their improvement. Okay, so still people who are like currently working, they might not attend live classes, right? Just for their sake, we are giving some backup. So that too, you will not even require 1 year time also. Okay, as per our experience, you will not even require 1 year time. So hardly after 2 to 3 months of your course completion, it will be completed. Additionally, this is like extra advantage for you. Got it, right? And even after that, if you want us to extend based on your past learning curve, we can able to decide. Okay, you might not actually require that also. Got it, right?
yeah. Thank you.
Fine.
Hi,
And
Chandra. I have one question.
okay.
So,
that we are doing three projects, right? One project that you are doing, which is banking, and second two, insurance and healthcare, right? So in on which version we are going to do that project, whether it will be on cloud or 8.7 version?
No, no. So as I told you, if you wanted to do it on the cloud, you can do it. So I'll be making you to work on, I'll make you to create an cloud account for you. So if you wanted to complete these two projects within that 30 days time, then you can happily do it on cloud. Okay, so if you cannot complete it in this 30 days, so you are supposed to do it on the 8.7 version, which is like permanent for you. Okay, and once you are like completely done on this 8.7, maybe in future, if you wanted to create one more cloud account on your own also, it is possible. So there also you can able to try these two things. Okay, n number of times you can able to complete. And if you're just calling us for review, maybe in local version or cloud version also, we can able to check for the review. Got it?
Oh, okay. So it's that is for 30 days, right? That cloud version.
Sorry, that is for
The cloud version that 24, right? It is the cloud version. We will have only trail for 30 days. So after
yeah,
that, we
so
have to create a new account and
you are
then.
supposed to create like different account. Okay, so
Okay.
one email ID can be have like 30 days only. So you can just create one more account with different email ID. Nothing much.
Okay. Thank you. Got it.
So Pega Infinity is 24.2 version,
It
right?
is
I mean,
23. Okay, so Pega versions are like 8.0, 8.1. After 8.8, so they directly launched something like version 23, within which version 23.1, 23.2, 23.3, 23.4. After
so we
that,
are learning on 8.7. So,
so we are doing it 8.7. Till 8.7 only downloadable version is available. Okay, so the remaining things, whatever the latest versions we got, so hardly 10 percentage of extra content is what we are having compared to 8.7. So this 10 percentage of extra content, I'm making you to work on the cloud version. So this being like available for only 30 days, I cannot train you this 5-month program on this one. So if that is the scenario, I may have to take like 4 hours per day, which will be like not possible from your end to catch the syllabus. Okay, so once we are completely understandable about this 8.7, so you can create one more cloud account from your end. You can practice everything on this 24 version from your end. Got it?
okay.
You can create a number of cloud accounts, not a problem.
Okay.
So this is
Hi,
a
Chandra.
yeah, tell me.
Yeah, only these three topics like constellation, Gen AI, and blueprint. These three will be practiced on cloud, right?
So whatever the extra things which is introduced on 24 version. Okay, so only these three things will be generally known to everyone. That is what I'm trying to
Okay.
explain here. So additional CWSA level which are introduced in version 24 we'll try to cover. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Thank you.
So, and this particular program, let me include one more point. So this particular program will be running both online as well as offline. Okay, so people who are staying near to our institute, if you wanted to come to offline classes daily, you can happily come. And maybe who cannot come, you can daily join online classes. In between, sometimes if you wanted to come online, maybe sometimes if you wanted to come offline also, you can happily swap, not at all a problem. Okay, um, that's fine. So this is what I wanted to say. And we'll be having lab sessions also. Lab sessions in the sense you are supposed to get your own laptop. Okay. So our institute will be open daily from 7 a.m. IST to evening 7 p.m. IST. So you people can come maybe in terms of batches also. Okay. And you can sit here and practice. So I'll be available sometimes and maybe the other helpers also will be there. So you can sit here and you can practice everything and whatever the doubt you get also, we can happily help you. So Saturdays also, it will be open maybe from 9 a.m. IST to evening 6 p.m. IST. So people who are working who can come only on Saturdays also can make utilize of this. Okay. So here we are talking about Pega regular program and coming to the next one that is Pega mastery program, which is hands-on. So this particular program only for trained candidates. So people who are having complete Pega knowledge. So they might get trained or they might be currently working in any Pega projects. So they'll be joining this particular program just to brush up their skills. And in this particular program, there will not be training at all. Okay, we'll not explain you like every concept what we're doing it in regular program. So there will not be any training here. And in this program, we'll make you to work on so completely real-time user stories. So real-time user stories. Okay, so real time, what a business analyst gives you as an user story will make you to practice it, will make you to work on. Here, what I'm doing is here I'm trying to train everything. So I'll be doing everything and I'll record the session and you will practice at your home. But here you are supposed to get your own laptop and you have to sit and you have to do all the user stories. So this program will be like additional 3 months. Okay. And in this particular program, so who are enrolling for our Pega regular program, they can completely join here for free. Free in the sense, this mastery program generally will not be understandable for every one of us, if for every one of you. So for that, if you are completely practicing this 4.5 month program, you will be eligible for this one. Okay, don't think like today I joined and if you are coming after 4 months or 5 months, if you're asking this for free, so we cannot straight away consider. So there will be some eligibility criteria. So eligibility criteria here is, so as I told you, we'll be taking like mock interviews once in 2 weeks, right? So total you will be getting almost like nine, maybe eight mock interviews, at least 8 or 9 mock interviews. So, and assignments, you'll be given like 120 assignments, as I told you here. Where is it? So here you'll be given almost like 120 assignments. So you should complete at least 75 percentage of the assignments and you should give at least 6 mock interviews. Okay. So if you are completing at least 75 percentage of the daily assignments and if you are giving regular mock interviews, then we'll consider you for free mastery program. And this mastery program, you can access this for anytime in the next 1 year. Maybe if your course is completed by April end. So from there till next 1 year, you can come to our institute and get this program completely free. And one more thing, this program runs only offline. Okay, so there is no online for this. Then who are like people staying away? Okay, for them, what are we doing is in our regular program itself. So we are trying to give you some extra recordings in terms of hands-on itself. So suppose today, if today's one concept is completed, you'll be getting a recording for that. You'll be getting like assignments for that. You'll be getting theoretical document, practical document. Additionally, we are giving some hands-on related videos, hands-on related video. So where you, with solution is what you'll see, you can able to practice it. So if you are following this regular program thoroughly, you need not require mastery program also. So mastery program is generally targeted for outsiders. Outsiders meaning, so people who got trained somewhere else or people who are currently working without prior skills. So for them, this mastery program is targeted. People generally joining our regular program, 99 percentage everything will be covered itself. Additionally, we are trying to give this as a complimentary. So you may or you may not utilize it. So if you wanted to utilize it, we are additionally giving for next 1 year time also, that too for completely free based on this eligibility criteria. Understood, right, every one of you? So whatever the extra documents or videos we are sharing, hands-on videos we are sharing, if you are practicing this, so that is more than enough for you. Got it, right? Everyone understood?
Um,
Got
I
it, right?
can have one question. So you said we are gonna get
Sorry, one by
a
one.
regular.
I have one question.
Okay, I think you're asking. Please go ahead.
Yes, yes.
Hmm.
So you said for the regular Pega, right? So
Hmm.
you're going to provide 120 assignments, right? Those assignments or will be based on the real-time user stories or how it will be?
So it will be based on that particular day's discussion. So today, if I explain you something about like job scheduler, you might not understand what is job scheduler. So for that, I'll be explaining you some scenarios related to our banking project. So you are, and additionally, I'll be giving you some extra assignments as well as hands-on video also. So for that particular day, related assignment will be there, which will be 100% real time. Okay, so whatever the master related things we are covering, so those videos will be even shared here also, maybe one or two, which will be real time. Got it? You'll see here even its solution also.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Oh,
Someone else,
sorry. Will you please explain me again?
what is that? Which one?
Assignment.
Which one? Nikita, what you are trying to ask me?
Yes, sir. Actually, for 120 assignments.
Okay, so you'll be getting daily class assignments. Okay,
Okay.
these assignments are like extra compared to our class discussion. So these assignments are also real time. So if we can do these assignments, okay, so you will be eligible for pre-mastery program. That is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Okay, and here
Yeah.
additionally, we are even giving you hands-on related extra videos with solutions. So if we can do these hands-on related things, mastery program is also not required for you. So it's related content. Most of the content you can able to absorb from a regular program itself. That is what I told.
Okay. Thank you. Got it.
So someone else is asking. So clear, right, every one of you?
No, carry on, carry on.
Yeah. So with this understanding, we shall start what actual program is. Okay, so we are about like Pega regular program. So let's start. So you people might not, some of you might not even understand what Pega is. And some people might be having few basics of Pega. And some people might be working on Pega, maybe on production support or somewhere different. So let me consider every one of you and train you something from zero to high level, very advanced level. Okay. So before starting what Pega is, so you'll be having n number of questions in your mind. So what Pega? What is Pega? So how Pega is different to any other BPM tool today? Okay. And what will be the salaries of Pega today in offshore countries like India? And how the salaries will be in somewhere client locations? And how about the opportunities today because of this recession effect? Okay. And how the opportunities, that is how will be the permanent related positions or maybe consultant related positions, maybe in US. And what about the Pega certifications? And if we are relying on Pega today for next, how many years we can survive in the market? Okay. And what about the eligibilities? All these things we'll try to understand today. Okay, fine. So let's start our initial one. That is like, what is Pega? Okay, so the simple answer for this is Pega is used for developing web application. So what do you mean by web application? Suppose if you take anything like Amazon. Okay, suppose if you take any application like Amazon. So Amazon wise, generally what you'll do. So after you hitting the URL, you'll be getting like Pega login, sorry, Amazon login page, right? So some kind of user interface will be there. Okay, and this particular related user interface, suppose I see n number of products. So if I click on respect to product, what will happen? So you'll be getting some extra information related to that, right? So it is some backend there, which might be developed on Java or maybe like C language or C sharp or Python. And from there, it has to supposed to hit the database table and show something for you in the front end. So one application generally will be having three layers. So this is called front end layer or also called UI layer. Okay, user interface layer. And there will be something called backend layer. So backend layer meaning here some applications will be using Java, maybe something like Python, maybe something like .NET, whatever. And there will be one more layer called database layer. Okay. You take any other application, maybe like Flipkart or Walmart, whatever. Still, that application also will be having some front end and it will be having some back end and it will be even having some database, right? And likewise, every application should have three layers. So if I wanted to complete one application, so you should have skill something related to front end design. Am I correct? To design front end, generally you people should know HTML, hypertext markup language. And related to styles, you should be having like CSS skill, cascading style sheets is what we call. And to design front end in terms of scripting, so you should be even having JavaScript knowledge. And today JavaScript is having some libraries like jQuery, okay, maybe Backbone, Node.js, and React.js likewise. Okay, so to completely design one front end, you should be having all these technologies learned, else you cannot manage front end. Okay, and backend wise, in any web application, backend generally will be depending on Java or maybe .NET or maybe Python or maybe C language, whatever it is. And database, no doubt SQL queries is what required. So to complete one web application fully, so all the front-end related, back-end related, database related things is what we have to know. So this we technically call it as full stack development. Okay, full stack development. But in Pega or with Pega, if I wanted to design any application, I need not have anything front-end knowledge. I need not have any back-end knowledge. I need not have even database knowledge also. So finally, Pega is one automated tool where every technology related to front end is automated. And even backend part is also completely automated. Even database, that is SQL part, is also completely automated. So this is one integrated tool where front end layer, backend layer, and database layer is done. So in interviews, no one will ask you about HTML coding. Suppose today, after your Pega program is done, you'll go for interviews, right? So their requirements might be, I wanted to design a screen. So somewhere there must be one image, a video, and on click of this, I have to get a pop-up and one OTP should be generated to the customer. So if this is the scenario, what you will do, this is what they'll ask you as an interview question. So they will not ask you what is the HTML code you require for showing an image. So what is the HTML code we require for displaying an image or maybe a pop-up or maybe like generating OTP. So there will not be any question related to backend coding. So finally, everything related to front end is automated, maybe backend part and database part. So front end wise, with HTML and CSS only. You take any web application. So here Amazon application might be developed traditionally. Consider if it is not done with Pega. And Flipkart application also consider it is on Pega. So I can able to get the same output what Amazon application is getting. Flipkart application also can get the same output, but here traditionally coding has to be done. But here coding will not be done. So meaning you as a Pega developer need not have any front-end skills or back-end or even database skills. So there is no prerequisite for you to learn this Pega. You can become a Pega developer or you can become a web developer, okay, without you having knowledge on all these things. You should simply understand how to drag and drop and implement these scenarios. So getting my point right? Following right, everyone? Come on. Okay, so let me show you with one small example. So here, so this is what your actual Pega tool is. You might not understand how to install and other things. So let me show you one small thing here. So this is your output screen. So where we can see some kind of image, maybe some kind of label, and maybe a tabular form, and inside another table, and some kind of text boxes and other things, right? Now, if my requirement is to include one more text box, so then what I can do is I can simply open its respective design. Okay, and from there, I can simply drag and drop something like text box. So I'm drag and dropping a text box which is displayed above this image, right? So let me save this. And let's check for the output now. So you can see this text box implemented. Okay, so background, some HTML code got generated. Do we really require knowing that? No. So likewise, everything related to front end is automated. Now let me tell you what is the difference between older version and latest version. So why are we even explaining the latest version? So in this latest version, major discussion is happening on front-end design, that is Constellation. You people might be aware of that. So the latest screen, suppose if I'm trying to design a screen in 8.7 version, if I'm trying to design some UI screen, the latest version. So here no.html, here also no.html, front end and every time HTML. And here we will be having everything like JavaScript used for the scripting part. And here we are having React. Okay, so React JS. Okay, so the latest JavaScript library is used here. So that is the reason front-end wise Constellation is what we are trying to do. So latest versions are having modifications done at front-end level only. Backend, everything is same. Okay, so Constellation, that is React JS, is what we'll be doing. So, and that too, you might not be having coding related knowledge also. So you should understand how to implement all these things, maybe by drag and dropping or taking components from third party React developers. Okay. So in this way, we'll try to design. So in interviews, no one will ask you questions on HTML, or no one will ask you questions on even JSS, sorry, CSS or JavaScript, or no one will ask you anything related to backend. No one will ask you anything related to database. But what type of questions you'll get it? Suppose if my requirement here is, I'm trying to register a customer, maybe in Amazon itself. I'm collecting his first name, last name, age, mobile number, and other things, right? So whenever the customer is trying to register by clicking on submit button, so immediately I have to send one email for the respective person. This is what the requirement. So if you are supposed to do this requirement in the traditional manner, on click of this, you have to write maybe lot of Java code if your project is designed on Java. So maybe if your project is designed on .NET, you have to write lot of .NET coding. But in Pega, all the respective backend part is automated. So on click of this, the respective Java code which is ready, you are supposed to implement on this button click. So for that, I'll show you with one more small example. So send email notification is what we're having it as automated. So now this particular rule, I don't know what is rule, this particular thing will be having some respect to Java code, which is responsible for sending an email to the person. Okay, so everything such backend requirement wise, we are having automated Java ready. So you are supposed to understand what is that rule name. You can see the name here as send email notification, right? So you should understand what is that rule name, and you should understand calling it on this button click. And here, if I'm collecting customer email ID, if I can pass this as a parameter to this send email notification, no doubt one email will be sent. Got it right? No doubt one email will be sent. So this is what you have to answer in the interview. So interviewers will not expect you anything about this Java code. Even they might not be knowing. So they'll not ask anything about physical coding there. And along with this, they might ask you one more question. So here we're understanding send email notification, right? So send email notification is something where it is having Java code. So using which we can send email for only one person, only for one single person. That email ID is what we are passing. Now, additionally, our requirement might be on clicking of this button. So there are like already 10 managers working in our company. So all these 10 managers should be notified with an email saying like one new person joined. Okay, so now on click of this button, if you're trying to call this, what is happening? It is trying to send email for only one person, right? Now it is supposed to send email for 10 persons. Okay, so now database table might be having 10 managers or 20 managers. So what it has to do is on click of this button, first it has to hit the database table and pull out all the number of managers. Today number of managers can be 10, tomorrow it can be 20 or 30. So how many managers it might be? So you are supposed to send email, right? So for that send email notification will be looped. Okay, so this has to be looped for those many number of records in our database table. So in this whole example, you need not write any coding related to SQL query. You need not write any coding related to Java. You need not write any coding related to looping part also. You should understand how to implement this requirement as a Pega developer. So you did not think anything like a database developer. You did not think anything like a Java developer or UI developer. So as an Pega developer, without you having any prior skill, if you can understand how to implement all these scenarios, then you can happily proceed further. So got it right? So finally, Pega is one automated tool where everything related to front end, maybe database part, backend part, everything will be done. Okay, fine. And okay, so this example will be sufficient at this time. Okay, so finally, to answer our first question, what Pega is. So Pega is used for developing web applications where front end, backend, and database part is completely automated. And as I told you, front-end wise, it is using latest markup language, that is HTML5. This is the latest one. And it is using latest styling sheet, that is CSS3. And it is having only JavaScript inbuilt. So some clients are okay with JavaScript. So no problem. And some clients, they wanted to use its library, that is React.js. So then Constellation is coming into picture. Okay, fine. And backend part, now today it is completely automated on Java. Pega is completely automated on Java. Okay, so Pega is introduced maybe in 1980s itself. Pega is nothing new for us today. So Pega, we are having it from past 30-40 years. So whenever they started Pega, it is developed on C language. Front end everywhere same, HTML only. But backend, they implemented it on C language. And if it is working on C language, there will not be cross-platform properly working. What do you mean by cross-platform? So did any one of you came across something like OutSystems? OutSystems is one tool. Did anyone came across this tool name? Cheppandi, online people? OutSystems and a word. Did you not listen this anytime?
Yes, sir. Listen.
You got it right. So you heard it somewhere. Okay, if not, not a problem. So OutSystems is also one tool similar to Pega. Okay, just like Pega, what is doing, OutSystem also will do the same things. So, but this OutSystem is completely developed on .NET. This is completely developed on .NET. So if it is developed on .NET, it will not work on all the platforms. So it will be working mostly on Windows related or Linux or maybe few operating systems only. So today, if you are trying to use one washing machine, so in washing machine, there is something like coding is there, right? So is it using Windows operating system? No. So for any kind of cross-platform, Java will properly work. So in your smartwatches, okay, so Java related things only. That is the reason Pega slowly migrated to Java as their backend. Whatever your background requirement might be, your backend requirement might be to send an email. Your backend requirement might be to send an SMS to the person. So your backend requirement might be to store the details into database table or pull back the data or interact with third-party application, whatever it might be, its respect to Java code is completely automated. You should understand it is automated with what name. You should understand calling that name on the respect to button click also. Okay, so this is what logically how to implement. So finally, this is completely automated on Java. And don't think that you require Java related coding. Okay, you don't require anywhere Java related stuff also. And if today I'm trying to design one application, if I wanted to design one application, so even database part also will be automated. And I can connect my Pega application to Oracle DB or maybe MongoDB or PGSQL or Postgres, okay, or Microsoft SQL, whatever. Pega supports any kind of backend DB environment, and its respect to SQL queries will be automatically generated. So Pega is one integrated tool everywhere. Okay, fine. So Pega is like completely automated on Java where it uses HTML5 and we don't require any kind of prior knowledge for this. And front-end wise, it is automated on HTML and drag and dropping is what we're trying to do. And it is completely developed using Java related methods. Okay, fine. So maybe today after your course is done, you'll be joining one company, right? So your manager is simply giving you one requirement to design this web page. So as a business analyst, they'll be simply giving you one mock-up. We call this as mock-up. So in this particular mock-up, you should understand how many elements are there, how many images, how many videos, how many text controls, how many radio buttons. All these things you're supposed to closely visualize. And you should even understand something about validation part, style part, extra images, collapsible options, everything. So after you closely understanding this screen, you are supposed to implement it. Am I correct? So if the same requirement, if you're supposed to achieve it in the traditional manner, you have to write a coding for displaying an image. You have to write one line of code to get this image. You have to write one line of code to get a video. You have to write some line of code to divide this screen into 20 percentage and maybe 80 percentage. Am I correct? Screen is divided as 20 and 80. And within which, if you wanted to have some heading, if for everything you may have to write one line of coding if you are doing it in the traditional manner. And from traditional perspective, this might take minimum of 1 day time. 1 day meaning 8 hours time, 8 business hours. And with Pega, the same output can be achieved maybe in 30 minutes time. So just imagine how development ratio is like. So you can simply drag and drop an image. You can simply drag and drop an video, and you can make the screen divided as like 20-80 percentage or 20-20-20 percentage according to that. And within this remaining 80 percentage, you still see something divided as 50-50, where this element is occupying 50 percentage in the entire grid. This element is occupying maybe again 25 percentage, 25 percentage according to that. So you should clearly understand and make this design implemented. So for this whole screen to be implemented, we don't require coding at all. And don't think like designing this UI is simple. It's not that simple. Okay, so don't think front end part is simple. Suppose if this is the screen, I'll simply drag and drop an image first. Then I'll drag and drop an video. Maybe I'll drag and drop something like text box. So whenever you are drag and dropping something, it will be occupying 100% by default. During development, you will see this image occupying 100% of your screen size. This video will also take 100%, and maybe whatever the text box or a button, everything will be occupied with 100%. So further, you are supposed to go for this screen divisions. I have to divide this screen into 20 and 80. And within which again, I have to divide the screen into 50-50. Again, I have to divide the screen into internally 50-50. So this kind of divisional related or this kind of styles, you can see some kind of colors, right? You can see some styles. And maybe if I mouse over on this video, then video should be playing out. Maybe if I just remove the mouse on top of it, video should stop. Okay. And on page load itself, video should be continuously playing with something like muted from its end. Okay. And maybe first name should be showing it in the label should be displayed in the bold, and something like placeholder. Maybe if I'm entering first name as something like this, displaying an error message, each and everything is what you have to take care. And designing this screen is not that simple as what you are thinking now. So you people might be thinking as simply drag and drop, where it might not be much complicated, but this is complicated only. Okay, don't think like Pega as easy. Pega is not that easy. Okay, so day one itself, I'm trying to be make you more cautious. So Pega is not that simple, but compared to any other technologies in the world, Pega is okay. Okay, so you take Salesforce or Python or Java or .NET, whatever it is. So if it is like 100% complicated, so Pega is like little better, where it will be having 80% complicated. So why this level of complication we are having in Pega even without coding ante? Logical thinking is like very, very important. Getting my point? So you cannot simply achieve the Pega requirement in terms of front end or back end. So you have to logically think a lot. For that, you have to do lot of projects, lot of assignments. So you should be mostly involved into 100% real-time scenarios. Then only you can survive in the market. So today, maybe if you just check with your friends who are working on Pega. So they might face n number of issues while they're developing. Why? Because they don't require anywhere coding, but they should be having lot of practical exposure. So n number of scenarios. So if we just check our curriculum, so why are we giving these many things? I think I erased it. So why are we giving daily recordings, daily projects, maybe assignments, mock interviews, mock tests, project reviews? Why? Because you should be surviving there. Don't think Pega is that simple. So I'll tell you with one small example. Suppose if you take Photoshop software, you know Photoshop's, right? Every one of us should be knowing this. Suppose if I'm like an, if I'm like a person who is like running one photo studio. Okay, so if you are the customer coming to me and you are asking me to design a video for your marriage, and customer two is coming to me and asking me to design a something like poster. So with this Photoshop software, I have to do some graphics and implement one video, right? Okay, so this for generating this video, so this person is not using coding anywhere, but he should understand everything logically, each and every option available in Photoshop. He must be knowing that. So for that, he must be doing any number of real-time projects. And if Photoshop is considered as like automated tool, Pega will be 10x complicated compared to that. Getting my point? So nowhere coding required, but you should understand each and every functionality in Pega. So how to achieve our requirement maybe with Constellation, how to achieve our requirement maybe with our regular JavaScript. So how to send an email, how to send email for 10 different persons. So maybe how to store or send SMSs, whatever it is. So each and every option on Pega you should come to know. So I see many people after watching demos somewhere, maybe at our institute or somewhere. So they will be straight away assume like Pega is simple. And they will straight away judge the trainer saying like this trainer is doing somewhere like low level or basic level. So if you are supposed to understand each and everything concept of Pega, you should spend minimum of 5 months time. So don't think Pega is what you can learn in 1 month. Even some people will call, say, like I completed Pega training in 1 week itself. So by taking help from some videos or whatever. So you will not get anything productivity there. So you should sit with me for next 5 months or at least 4 months. Then you have to learn each and everything in systematic way. Even if I give you all the recordings at once, maybe from my previous batch, you cannot do anything. It's like open challenge. You cannot do anything without a physical trainer, without you following all this curriculum. Don't expect something output from the Pega. So today, every one of you joining Pega just to improve your financial related things. I know that. So some people might be having career gap, or some people might be working in some project or some job, and you are not satisfied with your current salary. So Pega will be having very good salaries. So Pega related salaries will be very high. So why it is very high? Because development skill today is very less. So if I just give you one complicated requirement, out of 10 developers, only 2% can able to work. So remaining 8 people, they are thinking that they know Pega. Only 2% will be knowing. So only 20% of Pega developers today are like SME or master in every aspect. So remaining people, they might be having basic things. So here in our program, I want every one of you to be at least master till 80%. That is where we're trying to cover on these many user stories, these many projects. Okay, so every one of you might be joining demo or maybe enrolling for this based on your friends referral only. So you'll not simply see the YouTube or Google and you'll not simply join here. You'll not simply make the payment. So every one of you, no doubt, must be kind of a reference. So you just check with your friends how our projects level will be. And you just check with your friends how our daily assignments will be and how project reviews will be running out and assignments, how it will be running out. So you should strictly follow this curriculum for next 4.5 months. So whatever I say you to follow, you should follow it. If I schedule a mock interview, you have to call it. So if I ask you to call for a project review, you have to do that. So then only you can achieve any requirement in Pega. Just by looking at this screen, don't think today itself that you know everything. So that will be turning to overconfidence. That is what I'm seeing in the past 10 years. Getting my point, right? So finally, just for the statement's sake, you can say like Pega is not having any coding. But even without having it coding, it can make things lot of trouble. So even today, there are n number of Pega developers running behind a support person. Why? Why? So they did not practice well. So they thought that they are knowing, they are thinking that they know something. It cracked the interview, maybe in terms of proxy or backdoors. So here my main motto should be, after our course is done, you should not rely on proxy. You should not rely on support. And you should not rely on backdoor. So no doubt our training curriculum will be like taking longer time. You just try to inquire with any other institutes. They'll try to complete maybe in 1 month or 2 months or 3 months. So they will not cover till 120 plus hours of live session. And additionally, we are giving you 3 months of Pega Mastery program where you'll not get this anywhere. Even you need not require this also. Here itself, we'll try to make you get that related content. Okay, so this is what. Okay, I'm supposed to continue the remaining things also. So I'll explain tomorrow. Okay, we'll continue this tomorrow. So I'll explain you something more complicated design about like backend related, and something complicated design about like database related. And there will be something like data visualization also. So whatever the data we have in database table, I wanted to show it one pie chart. Maybe I wanted to show it in some pictorial form. Suppose if you are using smart watches. Okay, so there you can see some exercise activities, right? Maybe if you're using Apple Watch or something Android related. So there will be exercise links. So how many hours you slept for that day, and maybe how many glasses of water you drank, and how many steps you are like doing. So background in your maybe in your thing, there will be database where everything like maintained as a record. So in front end, you are trying to represent in some pictorial form. So concentric circles is what generally we see in Apple Watches others, so right? So how to implement this kind of reporting part in our Pega projects, all these things, and how deployment happens in our Pega project. So everything from starting to, okay, maybe today if you're trying to create a new project, so from there, UI part, maybe backend part, database part, maybe deployment part, UAT phase, everything what will happen in Pega. So I thought of explaining today itself, but time did not permit. So tomorrow we'll try to understand something more on top of it. And the next day we'll start creating an application. Okay, so something basics is what we're trying to cover. So don't simply think that Pega is as simple after watching few demos. So first 1 or 2 weeks, you people might be thinking about like something understandable. Slow. So it might lead to little confusion. To the most possible extent, I'm trying to make you getting elaborate to everything. I request every one of you to attend live sessions. So attending live session will clear like 50% of your doubts. Okay, you can stop it maybe in between and you can just raise your question. That will be cleared. And by that time, if the same question arised for some other person, it will be happy for them also. So my sincere request is to try to attend live sessions. Maybe if you're staying in some other time zone or if you're staying in some other place. So if time zone is not permitting it, so try to watch the recording on the same date itself. At least if you could not watch the recording on the same date, at least on once in Saturdays or once in a week, you should complete everything. So if you're following this at least on weekly basis, next to 4 months guaranteed, you will be getting success immediately. So we'll continue this tomorrow. Got it right, every one of you? Everyone got it right? Any questions, anyone?
Just a quick question, Chandra. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Just a few minutes back, you said that like that if the requirement is to send an email to the 10 persons, so in that case we need to repeat the I mean
We're
like
supposed to loop it. We call
loop.
it as looping in Pega. Yes.
Yeah. Do we need to loop it for the 10 times, or is it having
It's
another?
not only 10 times. Suppose my requirement, or let me tell you another example. Let me tell you one more example. So everyone can see my screen, right? Still?
Yeah.
So consider I'm like an HR in TCS. Okay, I'm HR in TCS. So today you are trying to join our company. Okay, what I'll do, I'll try to do some onboarding process, right? So if this is like login, what I'm supposed to do, I'll click on a button called apply, sorry, register an customer or onboard an employee. So I'll be collecting your screen 1 data, screen 2 data, screen 3 data, screen 4, whatever it is. Immediately in our TCS database, one record must be added. One record must be added. So whenever a record is added, you are like a full-length employee kada. So what should happen is additionally, one email must be triggered to the respective person, whoever is onboarding. Additionally, who all are the other employees? They are supposed to get one email saying like one person with the name Ravi joined our company. So you'll be seeing these emails, right? Come on, Chustara. So the remaining employees also will get an email. So what is happening? Maybe after you click on this submit button, the last screen, email functionality is there. So this email of one type, this email will be of another type. This email can be sent for 1,000 employees. This can be for a single employee. And that too, this 1,000 is not a fixed number. So it depends upon the number of records by that time. On clicking of this, first you are supposed to get how many records are there from your database table. It can be 1,000 or 10,000. So it will be pulling out the count from there on. So based on the number of records or based on the count, this respective email will be looped. So every time, whenever first time if it is looping, so this respective person number one email ID will be passed as a parameter. Second time, whenever it is looping, second person email ID will be passed as a parameter. Third time, third person email ID will be sent as a parameter. And in this one, so no doubt the respective email ID what we are collecting in screen number one, that will be standardly passed as a parameter. There will not be any fixed count anytime. Got it?
Yes, thank you.
Got it, right?
Yeah. Hi, Chandra.
Yep. Tell me. Can you
Yeah,
be
actually,
tell me, Chitra?
what's the difference between the WordPress and the Pega? Like it is also drag and drop and the backend, the database is created, right? So why we can use Pega only?
Okay, so do you know anything about like workflows?
Yeah.
Okay, so workflows and respect to work object ID generation and some kind of routing related things. So this is completely related to BPM. Okay, so I'll tell you what BPM is. So Pega is meant for implementing something for a BPM related categories. So WordPress is only one static front-end website. Am I correct?
Yes.
It is something kind of static website. So additionally, if I wanted to go for some extra workflows in websites, it is not possible. So we are supposed to go for workflows. So this is like BPM tool and this is not a tool first of all there. So this is static design and this is dynamic design. So tomorrow I'll explain this. What is this BPM? So finally to answer your question, this is BPM tool. So this is not a BPM. Okay, business processing management will not be there. This is just a static website. Here, any kind of further business processing can be done automatically from here.
Okay.
I'll explain this.
Actually, you said backend is Java, right? Only Java or any other programming language like Python?
No, this supports only Java.
Okay.
So this supports only Java, but front-end wise, it can be supported with React or Backbone or maybe Node.js. Any kind of front-end will be supported. Even database part, no doubt everywhere database went SQL queries. So it can be supported if your environment is Oracle. It can be supported if your environment is Microsoft or Mongo. So backend part, front-end part is okay. And in between Java, no one can change. So let me tell you with one small example here. So consider you take like Amazon application. In Amazon application, so it will be having its front end, right? And it will be having something like backend and somewhere like database part. You take any other application, again front end, again backend, again database part. So you take any application in the world. So everywhere front end will be HTML, CSS only. You take any project in the world, its backend will be running on SQL queries on. In between, so these technologies, so this might be developed on Java, this might be developed on Python, or only this middle layer or this backend layer alone will be changed. Okay, today your project might be running on this ratio. So tomorrow it might be running on this one, but front end will never change. Get my point? So Java should understand HTML and CSS. Java should understand SQL queries. Even Python should understand HTML. Python should understand SQL. So you take C language, it should understand HTML, it should understand SQL. So we call this HTML and CSS or these things as universal technologies. So this is also universal. So maybe from today in the next 100 years, you might be having something latest technologies introduced, but front end and back end will not change. HTML and SQL part will not change. Okay, so here our Pega is completely hard coded with something like Java in the background. You take out systems, it is completely hard coded with .NET. Front end can be anything, back end can be anything. Got it? This middle part
Yes.
can be changed.
Yeah, got it. Chandra. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll continue this tomorrow. And whoever has joined in between. Okay, so this is our WhatsApp number. So requesting you to drop a message on this saying like, I joined today's demo. Okay, so whoever has already sent it, you can just ignore, and someone who joined in between or maybe just now. So you are supposed to take your mobile phones and you're supposed to drop an WhatsApp message on this saying like today, join today's demo, please send recording. So according to that, recording will be shared for you people only. So requesting every one of you tomorrow also online as well as offline to join with the same meeting link. So you can just attend demo, and based on that, slowly you'll be understanding what Pega is, and then we'll able to continue further. Got it right? So if you're having any extra questions, maybe if you wanted to talk to me personally or whatever it is, so you just drop a message on that. I wanted to talk to Chandra. So based on which I'll get back. Got it right? Thank you, every one of you. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.